Welcome back to the Boys of 161st Street. My name is Luke. I'm joined, as always, by Murph and Chandler. How are we doing? Opening day, not the way we wanted it to shake out, but, opening day, it felt good. It felt good on just being in front of a TV. As you said, fans in the stands. Our friend Kev, who was going to be on the podcast tonight, but seems like he's a little bit under the weather, a little bit upset, but also probably a little too drunk to record, and he had to travel all the way back to Stanford, which is whatever. But how you guys doing?
All things considered, could be worse.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I'm not mad that we lost. I'm mad how we lost.
Yeah, I sent a text during the game that was one of the most frustrating games that I've watched in a long time.
I don't care. Like, losses happen. I don't care. It's 162 games. It's just really fucking aggravating when you lose the same way year after year after year after year after year. And every year you're like, okay, cool. Yeah, we added so-and-so. So we're going to stop. Huh? We lose every year because of situational hitting and shit like that. No, I'm just talking in general. The losses happen because of situational hitting. It's frustrating to see it again already.
I was going to say, we've won the last 4 opening days in a row.
I know. I told you that. I'm just saying.
That's why I was concerned. Why?
No. Like I said, I'm not mad. Like, losses happen, whatever. It's just frustrating that it's because of situational hitting already on day one.
What was the number? It was 0 for 9 with runners in scoring
yes.
with RISP.
I think we left 11 on.
22
if I'm
on.
not mistaken.
22.
Or 11 on in scoring position, though. I think
that's just kind of the nature of the beast of what the Yankees have been for the last ever. They've always been homer. They've always been homer or bust. They've always been leaving runners on because the only way we get runs in, and we get a lot of runs, is by the home run ball, and you don't need runners in scoring position to do that. You're in scoring position at home plate, and that's how they've been, and that's how they will be. It's not going to change. So, and I've said on this podcast before that I want the Yankees to be that small ball team, that Royals team that won the World Series back in the day. I want that, which will never happen. It's just not how the Yankees are, and that's not how they operate. But I'm not. I mean, listen, I don't even need to say that. I'm not worried about it. It's one game. Obviously, I wanted to get the W. I'm not going to sit here. This whole podcast, a little disclaimer. I'm not going to sit here and overreact to anything that just happened. We are going to talk about some things because we did watch a game, and it was fun to watch. Would we like to win? Yeah, but there are a couple things that I do want to point out, not to be super overreact if that's a word, about it.
The way you're prefacing this, it sounds like you're about to overreact.
No, I just wanted to talk about a few things. For example, first thing I want to bring up.
Are you about to bring up that Gary Sanchez, WRC?
Fine, let's talk about that first. Let's talk about that first.
I was making fun of you. I was going with
what?
But you can. He said if it seems like you're about to react, he said it seems like you're going to bring up that stat. I saw that Gary Sanchez has the best whatever in the world, and then Randy Arozarena is dog shit. But
what is it? Read that stat out because that made me laugh. Those stats make me laugh. I like.
It was like after whatever, or as of today, Gary Sanchez is WRC plus whatever is 438, and Randy Arozarena's is 38. Makes you think.
It makes you think a little bit. Those stats make me laugh. I wasn't prefacing it to overreact in a real way like that. So a couple of things I noticed, which were storylines coming into this that I wanted to talk about. For example, we could talk about Gary, but before that, I wanted to talk about just the Gleyber defense thing. Gleyber, he didn't really look too hot. Obviously, I hope that he fixes that, but the reason why I don't think it's an overreaction is because this is something that I hoped that he would fix coming in and going into the game one. Obviously, game one jitters and all that. He made a couple errors that a regular shortstop, i.e. Didi Gregorius, would have gotten, and that's when Didi was the shortstop. That just the first one that went to him, that was a backhand, and he kind of made it look a little harder than it needed to be, and he missed it when he was sliding down. That's a play that needs to be made, and honestly, when it was hit to him, I kind of felt like he was going to miss it, and that's not a good feeling to have with a shortstop. You know what I mean? When it was hit there, I held my breath a little bit. I didn't have that secure feeling because what happens when it's game on the line hit to the shortstop? Now what? If I'm holding my breath the opening day, useless play, that doesn't matter. That's why I'm hoping that he really takes a step forward. Obviously, it's game one, doesn't really matter. But it's just something that's been a trend that now he game one hasn't already fixed. Obviously, I'm not expecting that, but what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, sorry.
I
I didn't know if you
I
spin
thought you were
anything
about to
on
talk that.
that. No, I couldn't tell if you
mean,
were frozen or what.
No, I was waiting for you. I don't know. Kind of rude of him to hit it to his backhand that hard to start off. I mean, give him like a candy hop or something to warm him up, but
A little rude.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm very rude even, but
Well,
I don't know.
yeah.
He's fine.
He
He'll be
made that
fine.
play in spring training a couple times, and we're like, "Oh, it looks like Glaber's got his glove now," and it just obviously didn't translate up today. But he also, if I'm not mistaken, there was another play later on where he didn't. Somebody beat out an infield single on a pretty routine ground ball to short when he was playing in the hole there a little later on in the game,
Yeah.
and that was just another play that if Didi's there, or obviously Jeter's there, if you go back farther, then I feel like both of them would make that play. So that wasn't an error. It was an infield single and where he was shifted, but that was another play where if there's a plus fielder there, they're making that play.
It was the chopper that he like kind of bobbled and then,
Yeah. He like caught it up here and then the
Yeah.
throw was just a little late. Yeah.
I don't know. I think the big thing about his defense is him shedding the like 20, 30 pounds. I think he'll be able to move a little better, stuff like that. I think in the long haul, I'm not super concerned. I don't think he's going to win a Gold Glove, but he'll be fine.
I just want that. That's a storyline that I'm going to continue to look at, and that's something I want to bring up to start. But just an overall summary of the game. Obviously, we talked about it, the runners and score position thing. When you look at the Yankees box score from the starting lineup, box score, excuse me. I mean, let's talk about this one. The one time we're doing Pick the Pinstripe, which is basically beat the streak on our Patreon account. 161 Boys. Patreon.com/161 Boys. Bad ad, but that's where to find it. We're doing basically beat the streak, but it's called Pick the Pinstripe with the Yankees. I picked DJ LeMahieu because obviously, and this is the one day he goes 0 for 4, which DJ LeMahieu 0 for 4, Aaron Judge 1 for 5, 2 Ks, Aaron Hicks 0 for 4, Stanton 0 for 5 with 3 Ks. Gleyber Torres 1 for 4, and the one was a dribbler, so not really even solid contact.
Whoa, that was a rocket.
It was almost a walk-off dribbler.
Whatever. No, it wasn't. This was early on.
It was in like the third.
The one with Talkman got thrown out at home? Well, that wasn't a dribbler.
Gleyber's single was the one
That was a
dropped
dribbler.
past
His hit was
Bichette.
like a bloop single over the third base.
That's the one single. But
Oh, I thought we were talking about DJ. Sorry.
no, 1 for 4 for Gleyber, 0 for 4 for Gio, 2 for 3 for Gary, and we'll talk about that right now. Jay Bruce 0 for 3 and Clint 2 for 3. So the only two people who actually had an impact today were Clint and Gary. So
the 1 through 4 hitters were 1 for fucking 18.
Not good.
Can't win baseball games like that.
Can't win baseball games like that. But obviously,
was the
one
one?
game. There's
The
161
one was
games
Judge.
left. One was
The one
Judge. He had a single early on.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, so let's talk about Gary, the elephant in the room. Everybody is talking about it. He's playing well, and that's awesome. And we talked about this before we shunned him, and I guess technically I'm unshunning
Before
him.
you shunned him.
I guess technically I'm unshunning him because he's hitting over his body weight right now because he certainly doesn't weigh 666 pounds. And he's batting 660. No, he lost a little weight, Murph. he's just under that now, but he definitely is. He's coming out hot, and this is what we needed out of Gary. It's a guy that has been beaten down by. I don't know if he listens to this podcast, but we've certainly beat him down. He's been.
I like to think he does.
I hope he does, but if he does, then he clearly hurt us. But he's been beaten down by the media and all that, and everybody's been very outspoken about it. And you needed something like this. There are two people in this 9-man lineup that did well today, and I'm very happy that it's him. Because if it wasn't him, and if he didn't, obviously this isn't translating to the rest of the year, the rest of April, or whatever it may be. He needed a hot start, and this is a good first step into that hot start. I'm very happy for that because everybody else, DJ, are you worried about him going 0 for 4? Absolutely fucking not. Aaron Judge, I'm not worried about him. All of these guys, I know they can bounce back. They're not in a bad mental state. Gary needs to come out hot because that's the talk of the town. And
I'm more impressed by his throw where he threw the guy out at second, like the 8th inning or 7th, whatever it was. I'm more impressed by that than the home run. That was
always
really
it was a
big
rocket, dude. That was a fucking rocket.
He's always done that, though. That's been his calling.
Well, he's
card.
always done that, but usually you have to worry about it hitting him in the fucking face before he can catch it and throw somebody out.
Yeah.
I mean, how often does he really actually make that throw? Not a lot of people try to run on him and whatnot. Like it's not very often where he contributes offensively and defensively in the same game to the level that he did today. So it was nice to see.
Yeah. He had a very complete game today, and I'm very happy about that. I mean, he had a single too. What was the other? He had his home run and then what?
Home run and a single, and then a walk late, the late walk there.
And then he played damn good defense on the back end. He had a good all around game. Obviously, I'm not going to overreact to the one good performance, as I'm not going to overreact to the bad performances of everybody else in the team. It's just nice to see. And my storyline going forward with Gary is that I want him to continue something even remotely close to this. Don't look like a useless human being out there. Have a good April. If he has a good April, we haven't gotten into the rounding thirds yet. Obviously, I don't think we're going to do it today because it's just one game. And for those listening for the first time, rounding third is where we just kind of throw our debate topics in there, and we're rounding third, and everybody else just declares us out or safe, and that's just our debate topic thing. But I'm just saying, if he has a good April, then I think he can carry that on for the rest of the season. I think he needs it more than anybody, and that's what I've been saying for the past 5 minutes. And I'm just reiterating that I'm very happy that he has come out hot.
Something that I think is kind of cool about, I don't know, maybe it's different this year, maybe it's not. We'll see how it plays in the long run. But I feel like every year with him, the same storylines, every single year when he comes into spring training, it's like, oh my God, look at how much weight he shed. He looks awesome. But then I feel like game one, he looks the exact same. Like he comes in day one to spring training as like fucking shorts, t-shirt, looks ripped. And then, April 1st rolls around and he looks like a blimp. This year, today,
he had an infield single today.
Dude, he looked good
today.
On the line. He looked good. That's what I'm saying. I'm praising him here. He looked like, he looked shredded. And he's fucking Billy Hamilton, like circa 2013 with the infield single.
So you know what's funny? When he got the walk later on in the game, I walked into the kitchen to grab something or whatever. And then when I came back, I saw somebody stealing second. And I didn't realize that Talkman had pinch hit. And I thought that was Gary stealing second. And I was like,
stunt double.
Why? How is he safe? Like, I was like freaking out thinking it was Gary. But it was Talkman. And then he turned around and stole third again.
Let's talk about the Talkman thing, because I was a little confused about that. I turned away for that moment.
No, it made sense.
Talkman, I didn't realize he got pinch hit either. So I looked over
pinch
and
ran.
Talkman pinch run. I looked over and then I saw Talkman, or I saw somebody stealing just like you did. And then he also stole third, which was awesome. But what confused me...
He's only gotten thrown out twice in his career.
Yeah, he's a good stealer. I didn't know he was that good of a stealer, a base stealer.
He's not that fast.
He's definitely not slow, but
Talkman's fast.
No.
He's
not
fast.
slow,
Dude, he's a football
faster
player.
than him.
He looks like
I think he's just a good base runner, more than he is fast.
That's half the battle there, Murph, though. Because when
what I'm saying.
When we play MLB The Show, a lot of people have speed, but their stolen bases or acceleration, whatever it is super low.
And in real life, you just get a good jump.
Yeah.
Take it a step further than that. Look at Chandler Drake, third year JV baseball. I'm sitting there off the bench, maybe draw a walk, get hit by a pitch. Good instincts, not very fast, but it's a thing.
You were not a good base stealer.
I was a damn good base stealer. I swear to God.
I've seen you. I don't know if you looked different.
A buddy of mine actually sent me our senior year baseball stat sheet, and I had
your max preps up.
No, my senior year I had 14 stolen bases.
What'd you have?
I had 14 stolen bases.
In what? Beer league softball?
No,
you're not
high school baseball, man. 2016.
Oh, no. 2016.
We were like
years.
We were like the 7th best team in an 8-team league.
That's pretty good.
Glens Falls.
Yes, sir.
Who else is from Glens Falls?
Everybody from MLB is from Glens Falls.
No.
The entire Brewers roster.
Nobody ever.
Actually, side note.
Anyway, moving on.
Side note, before we move on. Speaking of hometowns, Murph, is Charlie Blackmon from, not Murph, Chandler, is Charlie Blackmon from your hometown, Niceville?
He is not.
Then the pitcher that he was facing today is from Niceville, Florida.
Jimmy Nelson, yeah.
Yes,
Jimmy Nelson.
He was pitching today, and the announcer said hailing from Niceville, Florida, and I lit up. I was like, wow, I just learned what Niceville is, and this guy's from there. That's the coolest thing ever. It's cool.
Yeah,
It's a hell of a name for a town.
His little brother is my best friend growing up's little brother's best friend. So
yeah, his dog's first owner is my
All right, back to
aunt's.
the
that's
Yankees.
a close connection. That's
Back
like
to
somebody I
the
hung out with
Yankees.
every.
Also-
That's somebody I saw like daily.
Just shut up for a second. Thank you.
You shut up.
No. So
All right.
back to the Yankees. I'm a little upset that why was it at 1:00? Because we should have addressed that first thing that we got on this podcast. I was a useless body at work today. Kev came in and he was pre-gaming to go to the game because I live 10 minutes from the stadium. Small flex. I don't know if that's a flex or not, but it's kind of cool. And I don't think I did a thing today. Why if you're the Yankees, not even just it's not the Yankees' fault. Why if the Yankees usually have prime time everything to start a season at least. Like last year to start the season we had that prime time game against the Nationals and they led it with the Yankees. Why are we at 1:00? Why not
I prefer a day game on opening day.
I do too. I
yeah,
feel like
on a
it's
Saturday, not during the middle of the workday. I get they're not really selling that
Yeah,
many
you
tickets.
got a job now. I get it. Yeah, but still, they should. First of all, opening day should be on a weekend.
Agreed.
It
Just
should be
said
like a
that.
Saturday.
You need to find
It should
a
be like
time to
Little
jab
League
in
opening
at
day
me,
where
like-
you've got like fucking bouncy houses and shit like that. No, honestly, I think
No,
this is more.
Opening
This
day
is
should be on a weekend.
this is more on you for being selfish and not taking off work.
Well, we just came back from Florida, so I didn't want to take off. I
So?
just started this job. Whatever.
Isn't it busy season? Aren't you an accountant?
No,
You should just not
out of
work
busy
all day.
season now. We're out of busy season now. But that's exactly why I was able to not work all day. I just had my laptop in the corner and I had all the games on right in front of me. I didn't do a thing. I was drunk. It was great. It was a fantastic time. Still drunk, whatever. But that was my little bugaboo. I don't know why we're starting at 1:00 when I want them to be starting at 6. I'm excited to go to games though.
Doesn't feel like opening day. I feel like if it's a night game though, it's not the
I
same.
agree.
Like I want to see DJ with his like
I agree.
Pit Viper looking glasses on. I want to see everything.
I want to
like
see
the day games
Judge
for
with the
opening
ones
day.
that look like fucking snowboard goggles. You go from like hat to mouth. You know, I don't know. I want to go to games at night. Watching on TV, I kind of like it in the day. Just my thing.
Did you
It just
hear-
feels like opening day when it's a day game.
Yeah.
No, I
I
know.
agree.
I know. When I think of opening day, I think of when we were back in college, Murph, and everybody came to our side. Everybody came to our side of Wash, our house, and we wrote on the chalkboard. I drew the opening day logo, and we all just sat there all day long and just watched baseball. And it was
2 years
so
ago, that
fantastic.
Voight home run in like the first
Yeah,
or second
first
inning. That was
it was the first
electric.
inning. First
First
at
inning.
bat. Yeah,
It was
I
the
was
first inning.
He,
Yeah,
I think
I
he
was
was
sitting
he
in
batting
the,
two. No, he wasn't batting two. Judge was batting
No,
two.
he was betting
He
like
must have been
three or
hitting 3 or 4.
No,
He
he's
was hitting
betting three
three.
because it was a 3-run home run.
Yeah.
I was sitting in
Which-
the Golden Nugget Biloxi Sportsbook. I was sitting alone at like noon on a Wednesday. It was awesome. Great day. I sat there for 8 hours by myself.
That sounds so cool.
It was so fun.
You just
Well, I
made
was
our
waiting for
story
my
a little bit worse.
I was waiting for my friend to get off work. He was supposed to come at noon and then got hung up. So I
And
was
he
like,
never
well,
came.
For those
No, he
listening,
came. He
what
just
do
came
you
at, like,
do
9
for
o'clock.
Sounds like a
opening day?
sad story. This doesn't
What do you
sound
guys
like a
do
good
for
story.
opening day?
I
What's-
had an absolute blast. Say what you want, but
So I have
great.
Well,
I
I
have
guess
kind
you-
of a ritual for opening day. I want people to DM us that are listening right now. What do you do for opening day? Because a lot of people are superstitious about what goes on for opening day, and I don't know. I just would like to hear that. And you sound like you had a great time, Chandler. So. What did you do today? Opening day, you woke up. You said you had the fucking whiskey out, ready to go all day long. Took off work. Run me through your day. Opening day to Chandler Drake.
Opening
What's
day.
he doing?
let's see. I woke up, went to my 9 o'clock meeting for work.
All right, shut that down. Skip ahead to like 11 a.m.
No, I'm skipping till 10. 10, got off, whatever. Kind of made like a mental shopping list. Got clean shaven. Want to look good. You know, it's Yankees protocol. You have to be clean shaven. So
True.
shaved up a little bit. Then next thing I knew, it was like 11. So I frantically shopped for some game day snacks, rolled back, busted out the whiskey, sat down on the couch, and I have not moved since until now where I moved my chair. Actually, that's a lie. I went to Jersey Mike's and got us up. And now I'm here.
I haven't left this couch. I'm on the same couch that I was on all day, and I got my TVs in front of me. I'm currently watching Zach Greinke just shove dick against the Athletics, so that's fun.
I love Zach Greinke. I really
I'm not
do.
a fan of Zach Greinke.
Hurts me to say it, but he's a great guy.
So let's go back to the
like
Yankees
him
a
a lot
little
more
bit.
if he can
Let's
go
go back to the Yankees a little bit. This is the Yankees podcast. What are our thoughts on Cole's first start?
Looked real good at first.
So
I think he looked good the whole time. I think they left him in too long. I mean, it was clear that he was pretty fatigued there at the end. His fastball velo dropped. You know, he's frustrated, not hitting his spots. Like, and I get that he's your ace and you leave him out there, and I don't really care. He gave up 2 runs. That's not bad. I mean, I just think he was. I think he was a little tired.
His final line was.
You don't want him to go
5.1.
much farther over 100 pitches on opening day anyway. I don't know why they tried to leave him in there.
Well, so his final line was 5.1 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, 97 pitches. I agree, Murph. I don't know why they left him in for 97 pitches. I remember they were talking to Aaron Boone before it, and they were hoping for at least 86, and that seems like a regular amount. Something that was kind of wild to me that I saw when they were, obviously everybody else probably heard this too when they were listening to the broadcast, but he's tied for second most strikeouts by a Yankee on opening day. And I think it's Tom Leary with 9 in 1991 is the leader, and he had 8 today, which is kind of wild. And
he had 8 through like 4 innings, right?
I know. And they were because they mentioned that when he had 7 through about early on, and it was kind of wild that it didn't make sense to me at first, but then I thought about it a little bit, and then I thought, okay, opening day, people aren't stretched out. You're probably not going more than 5-6 innings at the max to start the season anyway. So, 9 strikeouts through 5, probably every starting pitcher ever on opening day. It's a good number to beat. So 8, I mean, he pitched pretty good today to a low-key, very good Toronto Blue Jays offense. And we've talked about that on the series preview episode. If you guys listen to that, they're good 1 through 9. They're missing Springer, but he certainly didn't pitch against the Orioles to come out.
Played well today.
And
Grichuk played as well today as I would have expected Springer to. So they were missing Springer, but
I think the bigger storyline of Cole's start was how well Gary did. He called a good game, and I mean, I know he does the weird ass like one knee on the ground thing, but he was a fucking vacuum back there. He looked great.
Yeah, he didn't look bad behind the plate.
Balls. He wasn't taking balls off the chest and just letting people run everywhere. He looked really, really good today.
Today, just, if you were to watch just this one game, you wouldn't say that Gary Sanchez is like a minus catcher. Like, you'd be like, all right, obviously he's not the best catcher in the world, but he's a plus fielder just from this game alone. Obviously he's not a plus fielder in reality, but if he can even moderately replicate what he did today, it's completely fine.
He did good pitch framing. He did really well. I'm sorry, just blown away. I was not expecting the one positive thing to take out of opening day to be Gary fucking Sanchez. So
I'm the biggest Gary hater on this podcast, and I'm very happy with what Gary has shown, even though he started out hot in the spring training games and then he kind of tapered off a little bit. I'm happy with the flashes of things that he's showing, and I think he's going to do well from here on out. And that's me saying that. I think I have confidence that he's actually going to have a pretty good year this year. I think, with that being said, I don't think he's going to be hitting 280. That's not his game. I think I predict him to end. Obviously, it's a way too early prediction, but I think my confidence level, what I always talk about, Murph, just the Luke test, I feel it in Gary Sanchez right now. I feel a little bit, and I don't want to act like, I don't want people to think that I teeter-totter a lot. I just think I do feel this. It's something that I feel in my bones, that he's got a little bit of his swagger back, and that's all I'm feeling. That's basically what the Luke test is. Do you got the swagger? Do you have the confidence in the box? Voit didn't have that for me, but now he so does, because he's got that presence in the box. Picture a guy like Juan Soto. Absolute swagger in the box. He's going to get a hit, and that gives you confidence as a fan that he's going to get a hit. He projects a hit on you, and that's how I feel kind of with Gary Sanchez. Not really with Gary's yet, but I think he's got that in the tank, and I think he's showing a lot more of a presence in the box as opposed to what I've seen previously.
One thing that kind of disappointed me today, kind of speaking about presence in the box was Jay Bruce. For somebody that's been around as long as he has, and I'm a huge Jay Bruce guy. I want him to hit 40 home runs in April. I'm just saying. I mean, he looked lost today. For a guy that's been around as long as for a guy that's been around as long as he has, there's no reason for some of those swings and misses. I know that's kind of part of his game, but for fuck's sake, man. Like
he was chasing everything, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Not a huge thing. He's a backup first baseman that may or may not be on the team for their whole season, but it was just kind of disappointing. I was really looking forward to having him on the team, and I thought he would do a serviceable job at minimum.
Oh, he still might. It's
game one. No. I'm just saying it's game one. He was one of the guys I was really had my eye on today, and nobody hit well, but I don't know. He looked totally lost, but I mean, so did everybody. But I don't know. I just want to bring it up.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because Bruce is going to be the first baseman till at least about the All-Star game, unless we bring somebody else in or bring somebody else up like Ford.
He's missing like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Voit?
He's shut down for 3 weeks. He's not missing 3 weeks.
I thought they said All-Star game. All right.
No. You're Murph. You're more right than Chandler. He's shut down for 3 weeks from baseball.
He's gonna be back. He's gonna be back by like mid-May at the latest.
I saw All-Star game. I saw like mid-June.
Really do much
a meniscus isn't bad at all. A meniscus is like I've seen people tear a meniscus and be back in 2-3 weeks.
He made me
sad.
In football. He made me sad on that crutch when he walked out. Did you see the opening ceremonies?
Yeah.
He made me like
it was like proud tears. You got the big flag flying in the background.
Why are you proud about that?
Because he's just hobbling out there. He's just yoked. I love Luke Voit.
You could tell. I was sad because you could tell he was sad. He's a guy who really cares. He's not about the contract. He just wants to be out there with the boys, and he wants to be just bashing with the boys. And he's upset. He seems like he was upset. He walked out there with a crutch. That's what makes me think it's a little bit serious because he needed a crutch to walk out for the opening ceremonies.
Well, yeah, no shit. He had surgery a week ago.
I know. I'm just saying, if there's any opportunity to walk out there without the crutch to portray that it's not a big deal, you would take it. But he clearly, the doctor said, hey, you need that crutch to walk out there. That's what I'm saying. That's what the thought that went through my mind is that it's clearly a big enough deal.
He wouldn't have brought it out there if he didn't need it.
Exactly. If there was any ounce of him being able to walk out there for a moment and just stand there, maybe lean on your buddy just to keep some weight off that foot, he would have done it. And I think that's why I'm a little bit nervous about that injury.
Or he just wanted to follow doctor's orders because why are you going to try and be a tough guy when everybody?
But you're also on national media, so you kind of want to portray that you're okay. And he's a tough motherfucker, so I know that he wanted everything in his bones wanted to do that and portray that, but the doctor absolutely definitely told him, hey.
I would say it was more tough that he had the crutch.
He looked upset, and he made me upset.
I don't know. I think it's more tough to, follow doctor's orders, get that shit right for May than try and look tough and miss 2 more weeks.
Well, that's the point, is that it's the doctor's order,
Yeah.
It's like that's what I meant in the sense that he needed it. Like they're not like, oh, you could like they weren't like trying to throw some pageantry together and be like, oh, walk out with this crutch so it'll be a big deal. Like he needed to use the crutch, so he used the crutch.
Yeah,
which is sad.
And speaking to the injuries and stuff too, because him, Wilson, and Britton, Severino as well, but all of them, there's this whole mantra that we've burned in our brains for the last couple seasons. Is that it's okay. We'll get through until the playoffs. As long as everybody's healthy by the playoffs, it's gonna be fine. And I hate that more than anything in the world. I hope that these guys get back within the first couple months because yes, we can win games without them, and yes, it'll be fine, and yes, we'll definitely still make the playoffs. The sky isn't falling, Chicken Little. But I just don't like that. I want to win every game. I want everybody to be healthy. Is that so much to ask that 80% of the team could be just healthy for the whole year? I really, going into this year, I was talking to Kev before he went to the game, and me and him both had the same mindset. I don't know if this is just being naive before the season starts and just having high hopes, but I really, truly believe that we're going to have a fully healthy year this year. And I really, truly believe Aaron Judge will have a healthy year this year, and same with Giancarlo Stanton. And Gary Sanchez has a great season. Now that I'm saying this out loud, seems like extreme wishful thinking on all of those.
It's a pipe dream.
This is a pipe dream.
I have a theory.
But I truly believe that, and that's just me being hopeful this year, but I've tricked myself into saying, no, those are 2 years that we're going to look back on and be like, wow, that team was so injured every year. It's not the players. And I'm hoping that's the case. I hope that it's not the players on this team that are locked up long term that are going to be the problems going forward. I hope it's just a blip on the radar being the last 2 years. I hope we can look back in the past tense and just be like, ooh, those years stunk. That's what I'm hoping for, and that's what I think we can do. I think this year, if everybody who gets hurt in the last 2 years, if it happens again, then we're in a world of hurt, because that's going to happen every year going forward until we restructure the team.
I have a theory on Stanton that I just kind of want to throw out there.
Talk to me about Stanton.
I will. Obviously, today didn't quite prove it. Well, maybe it did to an extent. I think long hair, like Afro Stanton,
sucks.
MVP Stanton. He did today. He did today, but I'm just saying he didn't
suck.
You know what? Here's
did he have an Afro today?
Two positives from today from Stanton with Afro Stanton. One,
he didn't get hurt.
There was a ball on the outside corner slider, low outside slider, that he actually put a bat on. Positive one. Positive two, he hit a slow roller, ran it out, and didn't rip every muscle in both of his legs. Boom. Now, get a little more comfortable. Game 2, he's hitting 2 home runs. He's hitting 58 home runs this year. You heard it here first. As long as he doesn't cut his hair. If he cuts his hair, we're fucked. But if he keeps the hair going, 58 home runs.
He had that hair, though.
In the playoffs,
last year, a little bit.
Yeah, in the playoffs, and look what he did.
Yeah,
in the playoffs.
That's a good point. All right.
No, that's why I was on your team there. But I honestly, for the Pick the Pinstripe ad, once patreon.com/161boys, Pick the Pinstripe live episodes, I almost picked him to do the hit today, to do that thing where he gets a hit, because he loves opening day so much. Like every year. Last year, he had a home run opening day. The year before that was against, I think it was either Rays or the Blue Jays opening day.
Didn't he hit 2?
He had 2.
Yeah,
and that was his first season ever with the Yankees, and he just loves opening day, and today he fucking hated opening day.
You're going to pick DJ every day.
Me?
I know you are.
That was your first thing you said when we decided to do this. You're like, so can I just pick DJ every day? I was like, he's not going to get 162 straight hits, you jackass. Well, I did it last year.
I did it last year, and I happened to get him during his 8-game hit streak, and I had the longest streak active. Yeah.
Holy fuck. What'd you buy with all your winnings?
Shut the fuck up. But he had an 8-game hit streak. I mean, you guys were all picking these other people, and I don't even know. I think somebody picked the picks were like Clint,
I almost picked Gary today.
Clint,
I'm not gonna lie.
no,
I wish I did.
I picked Glaber.
I swear to God.
I
typed Gary, and then when I typed Gary, I thought of Glaber, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go with Glaber.
Great.
People were picking Clint,
rocket.
Judge, Glaber, all those guys, and I was like, are you guys serious?
Clint got a hit. Judge got a hit.
Okay,
Glaber got a hit.
But I said, are you guys serious? I'm gonna take DJ, you idiots.
I will say, DJ hit 3 lasers. He kind of got cucked.
No, yeah, of course he did.
He kind of got cucked.
I don't know.
All right,
Darren O'Day first.
I was literally about to bring up Darren O'Day. That was the last thing on my list.
Wait, who's sorry, before we go to O'Day, who the Marcus Semion's web gem? Who hit that? Was that DJ?
Yeah.
Probably DJ. DJ,
it was DJ.
I mean, no one should ever be worried about DJ, but that's another reason why I'm not worried about DJ, because DJ was just rocking baseballs today.
Yeah,
what I saw.
All to the right side. Also, who the fuck shifts on DJ? They did that in his first at bat. Vladdy Jr. was playing like at second base. Really pissed me off.
Out of all the shifts,
why would they? I don't know why they'd shift to that side either.
Out of all the shifts, DJ is one player that gets played straight up, and I love it because you can't play against DJ. The shift has been so over.
You can today, apparently.
I guess so, but DJ.
I hate the shift.
I hate the shift too. And the shift has been so over dramatic, and it's so like 4 guys on one side and all that stuff. DJ is the one player who I always notice is not shifted on. It's crazy. That's the biggest respect to a player, because there's nothing you can do about it.
It's just spray charts all over the place.
Yeah, his spray charts everywhere. So there's nothing you can do. It's just I can hit it anywhere at any time, and you can't do anything about it. So one thing I wanted to bring up before we sign off here. it's kind of an unorganized episode. We're just kind of reacting to opening day. I promise going forward we'll have regular segments, news segments, rounding third, like I said, the debate topics, and then we'll get into DMs at the end. This one's we're just reacting to one game, so we don't really have much to talk about. But Darren O'Day, come on now. I don't know.
Is it too late to? I mean, I would put his Cy Young odds right now at minus 3,000.
How many relievers
And
have won Cy
I would
Young?
lay that juice. I would lay that juice.
How many
He is the
relievers have won
odds-on
Cy Young?
favorite.
Oh, there's been a couple. I'm pretty sure Eckersley won one. I don't not recently though. I don't think. Maybe
Britton
I don't
almost
think
won
Mo-
one a couple years ago.
2016 Britton almost
On
won
the
it,
Orioles,
yeah.
yeah. That card in MLB The Show is disgusting.
Yeah, you can ask my friend. I sat under a blanket and repeated that over and over after he blew the fucking wild card last year. They almost won a Cy Young and then walked it. Fucking. That's a different story.
But it's
I'm
something I
looking it
did
up right now.
notice with
Hold on.
Darren O'Day. Darren O'Day is literally right now. Obviously, Chapman is done with his suspension. So next time they play on Saturday,
No, he's
Chapman-
not. He
What?
still has one more game.
I thought it was
Chapman's
one game.
suspicion. It's 2 games.
Yeah, but didn't he serve one game already?
No, yeah, today.
Oh, I thought it was he was halfway through it before this game.
No,
Either way.
he is now halfway through
So
it.
Darren O'Day is
Raleigh
the closer
Fingers,
for
Bruce
Darren O'Day is
Sutter.
the closer for the one more game. I love it.
Willie Hernandez, Dennis Eckersley,
Darren
Eric
O'Day.
Gagne,
Darren O'Day
Steve Bedrosian, Mark Davis, Sparky Lyle.
and
Did
Mike
Eckersley win
Marshall.
it the year that
Darren
he gave up
O'Day.
the Kurt Gibson home run?
what?
Did
Yes,
Eckersley?
he did.
Nice.
Yes, he did.
What happened?
Little baseball
my,
historian in here.
I was just home, and my grandfather, I sat down with him for a little while, and he said he met Sparky Lyle.
That's cool.
That's kind of cool.
Very cool.
So Darren O'Day will be the last person on that list, and the Silver Fox looked fantastic on the mound today. And it's just been everything that it's just so funny seeing this come to fruition. It's just seeing me at the end of the season, and we wanted this whole Darren O'Day train to happen. Called it first episode off the season, off the Brousseau home run. I'm like, I want Darren O'Day. Darren O'Day becomes a Yankee. We put out that hype video. I get hyped. I cry a little bit. Darren O'Day's on the Yankees, and now he's doing it in pinstripes. And now he's literally the closer because obviously by default. But it's just funny.
Dude, did you see him saw that guy's bat in half? That was awesome. He
Dude.
missed his spot by 16
Oh,
inches.
yeah,
then-
Rowdy Tellez.
Yeah.
Rowdy Tellez. As much of a joke as we've kind of made it out to be that we want Darren O'Day, he's actually not a bad pitcher. He's a pretty damn good pitcher at that. He's old, but he knows how to do it, and that's kind of the guy you need in the playoffs. And he's going to be an asset moving forward. I know I joke about him being the closer right now, but, I mean, playoff time when we got Chapman, we got Chad Green, Zach Britton, Justin Wilson, Darren O'Day is going to be a nice person to have in there, and he's going to be that person who replaces, and maybe we don't have to see more of Loizaga. Maybe we don't have to see more of Nick Nelson. The bullpen looked great today, and Loizaga had a little bit of control issues like he always does, but he's got the stuff. I hope he figures it out.
Well, why does he
And-
look great?
He did
Nick
look great.
Nelson wouldn't have given up that run if it wasn't for the man on second.
Yeah, that's
He
a
came
big
in to-
topic. I can't
Agreed.
believe you
Yeah,
didn't
he
bring
got out of
up.
that too. The bullpen looked great, and everybody looked great there. But my confidence test in the trust tree, if we got Darren O'Day in there, we don't have to see it's Darren O'Day versus those guys, and I'd rather take Darren O'Day there, who's a guy who's been proven and has pitched in big games in the last 2 years too. He's been on the Braves, he's been on every other team it seems like, but
The
most-
Orioles played a lot of big games.
Orioles too. But most recently,
They
no.
did when he was
Well,
on.
yeah,
the
when he was
Orioles.
on the team, I thought you were.
Oh, yeah.
I thought
No,
you were
that's what I'm
joking,
saying.
but he actually did pitch in big games
Yeah,
there,
he
back
was.
when Chris Davis knew
No,
how to
I
play
know.
baseball.
He was on
Yeah.
the not shitty Chris Davis Orioles.
Yeah, that was back when Zach Britton was in that bullpen too, and
That's a nasty bullpen.
that was a nasty bullpen.
And now we have both of them, so now we have a nasty
Exactly.
bullpen.
Exactly. But what I was
Except
saying
neither of them are as good
is-
as they used to be.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think what you're saying though is Darren O'Day's pitched in big spots, and he's going to really be an asset down the line, down the
Yeah.
stretch.
And as much of a joke as I've made it out to be, and we've posted about and made it so much fun about it, Darren O'Day is going to be huge for this team, and that's why I was so in on it. It was half a joke, but so serious because it's so cheap, and he's done it. He's been there. He's done that. He's recently literally pitched in the NLCS. He was again on the Braves. They were a game away from the World Series. He was in the big spots, and that's who I like having there. That's why I like having that as our fucking 4 guy out of the pen. That's so cool. Him and Justin Wilson are pretty much equals to me. I don't know anything about Justin Wilson because he hasn't done much for us.
I feel like O'Day is significantly better than Justin Wilson.
Absolutely.
I
I
do
mean,
too.
O'Day fills the Ottavino role pretty well. That's
Except he
kind of
throws
what he
Yes,
was brought
that's
in to do.
exactly
Except he
that's
throws
exactly what
strikes.
it is.
When we have 7,
Justin
8,
Wilson
9,
doesn't
it's-
exactly Phil Canely, but
exactly. When we go
Right.
7, 8, 9, it's going to be Green, O'Day, Chapman. So, or I mean, Britton when he's back, but for now, for until midsummer, and then I mean, you've got O'Day, Green, Britton, Chapman. That's a pretty damn good 6, 7, 8, 9.
yeah, and I don't mind seeing him coming. So the thing is, Green can cover 2 innings if we need to. If we need somebody to come in and shut down the 6th and the 7th, then Green can do that. And then you have O'Day or Britton and Chapman to fill out the next 2 innings based on who pitched the day before, So
Is it just me, or
Bullpen's gonna
has
be
Green
good
not
shape.
been going as long? We think of Green as this 2-inning guy. I feel like he hasn't gone 2 innings in a while. I don't know if that's my
He
brain.
does.
I mean, he pitched in 2 innings today.
He only does it when he has to. It's not like
Yeah.
he's a set 2-inning guy. It's like if we get, if somebody gets fucked at the beginning, then Green will come in and do 2 innings.
That's what I mean. I feel like back
Right.
in the day, he used to be that opener guy who can go long in middle relief or whatever it may be, long innings. I feel like he's slowly transitioning to
He fell into the setup.
Yeah, he fell.
Well,
into the,
I feel like
he's now
we
just a guy.
haven't
He's a
had the-
1-inning guy, but he does it fucking awesome, and that's
We haven't had the need for it. I mean, it's only a dire need to stretch a guy out in the playoffs or in a high leverage game. And we haven't, and whenever we need him to do it, he does it. But
yeah.
We
No,
got
I
I mean,
just feel
when
like
was the last game outside of the wild card that he went 2 1/3 that we actually really, really needed him to do that? Like, whereas do or die, you need Chad Green to, give us.
He might have, the last time he threw 2 innings, it was probably one of those bullpen day starters.
Exactly. We don't need him to. If he needs to, I'm confident in him. But I mean,
Did we lose him?
if you don't need to, why?
Chandler, we lost you for a second, but yeah, I just
Yeah,
have
I'm
been
back.
noticing. I just have been noticing that Chad Green has been. He opened as this guy, no pun intended. He opened as this guy who went a lot of innings, and now they've realized, I guess, how good he is, and now he's become a 1-inning guy. I don't think my point in bringing this all up is that I don't think we can rely on him to do 2 innings anymore. He can if he needs to, and I think that's the case with any other reliever. I think we think of him. I used to think of him as this Swiss Army knife who will go 2 innings every time. Now it's like, no, he's gonna go an inning, and that's gonna be Chad Green. I don't know. That's just the way I've been seeing it. Maybe I'm reading.
Yeah, but
the
you
tea
can
leaves
also
wrong.
see him get, what happened today. They put him in with 1 out. He threw 1 pitch, got out of the inning, then threw the next inning. Like that kind of thing. He can stretch over a couple innings if he needs to. Obviously, not every time he goes in, it's not going to be 1 pitch, 2 outs out of the inning. But
Yeah.
Well,
if he throws,
The
say,
thing
less
today,
than
they
5
were-
or 10 pitches to finish out an inning, he'll throw the next one.
they were gonna let him go today, regardless. I think they didn't have anybody else up, regardless of what happened. Unless he just got fucking blown up. But as long as he got out of that inning, I think they were gonna let him go too.
All right, that will do it for me for this episode. Unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about. Overall,
No.
good opening day. It was a good game, honestly. That's something I didn't say before. I'm happy that it was a fun game to watch versus opening against the Orioles like last year. Last year we opened against the Orioles and it's just a fucking bloodbath.
No, we didn't. Last year we opened against the Nationals.
Throwaway last year. Year before that, we were supposed to open. We were actually supposed to open against the Orioles. That's why I was thinking about that. And I think the year before that was against the Orioles, and the year before that was against. I don't know. It was supposed to be against the Orioles. I'm happy we didn't play the Orioles. Bottom line, I wanted to see a good game, and I'm glad we saw a good game because it was a very good game. The Yankees didn't play great offensively, but they played great defensively, and it was a close game to the end. Interesting down to the bottom of the 9th or the 10th. We actually didn't talk about the run on second rule, which we hope. And just to summarize that,
It's fucking stupid.
I don't like it. It's very stupid. There's nothing else we need to. I'm sure we're all on the same page there on that.
Yeah, it's absolutely fucking dumb. But
it's not, and it's not because we lost because of it, because we didn't lose because of that. We lost because we didn't take advantage of all the opportunities we had. We read the runners in scoring position numbers. It's just we didn't take advantage of those. We didn't lose because of that, and we also had an opportunity with a runner on second as well. So that's not the reason why I don't like it. I don't like it because it's stupid. I think
it's absolute fucking no.
Yeah.
Dumb.
So
but,
I don't want.
Hey, my big takeaway for the day is 161-1 is still on the table, which is still a pretty good season by my book. So, whatever.
Agreed. And before we end this episode, I want to thank you guys for making it this far. We're going to have a fantastic season going forward. Episodes are going to release Tuesdays and Fridays every single week. That's going to be all Yankees talk. Also on Sundays, myself and Chandler and a bunch of other people with a revolving door are just going to do a MLB podcast as well, just kind of a bonus episode that we release on Sundays. So that's going to be fun. Look out for that. You guys have already at this point listened to the Blue Jays series preview. We're going to be doing that for every single first series of the year. For example, when we play the Royals for the first time, we're going to get a Royals podcaster on, talk to them, do a little preview, because who the hell knows what's going on with the Royals unless you're just crazy and you're watching every Royals game. But it's fun to get the insight on what the other team is actually up to on a day-to-day basis, just as though we're talking about the Yankees. So it's fun to hear that stuff. We had a couple actually really fun episodes coming up with the Red Sox ones. We have very good friends who are Red Sox fans, and they're going to come on. So that's going to be fun. Look out for those before every single series. Please, we'd love it if you could rate us 5 stars on iTunes. It helps us a ton. If you can get us to 5 stars, I do these little bets with myself. If you guys can get us to 225 5-star ratings on iTunes by the next episode on Tuesday, so give you the whole weekend to go after it. I usually say I'll eat a baseball, but this time I'm gonna change it up a little bit. So if you give us 225 ratings, 5-star ratings on iTunes, don't give us a 1-star. That'd be rude. If you give us 225 ratings by Tuesday, I'll open the next episode up on Tuesday, ripping 5 shots before we start the show. So that's gonna be
You're
how
such
that
a hard
starts.
ass.
Am I a hard ass, or is that just fun?
You are, dude.
I'm gonna need you to uncrack a fresh bottle and pour them out in front of everybody too.
What, am I gonna cheat? I'm not gonna have water. If you get to 225 ratings by Tuesday, I will absolutely do that. It'll be live on YouTube and Twitter, so everybody can see it. It'll be fun, and then you'll slowly realize how much more drunk I get as we're 10 minutes into the episode and I'm plastered already. So rate us 225 5 stars on iTunes. That'd be really helpful. Just, you're already on the app, dude, so swipe down. And check us out on patreon.com/161boys. We're doing the Beat the Streak game. It's a lot of fun. A lot of other exclusive content and monthly giveaways. We give away, I'm sure you guys have noticed, we've been posting Ice in My Pinstripes. He has some fire stuff. I'm actually wearing a jersey that I bought off him. I made sure I hit him up as soon as he posted it, because his stuff goes off the table as soon as he posts it. I remember I see he edits and says sold after 10 minutes of some things. So he's been giving away things to just our patrons for $2 a month. You get access to all that, live episodes, the whole 9. So definitely worth it. Check it out. Patreon.com/161boys. That is it from me. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you on Tuesday.